All right. Ooh, have something in my eye. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope everybody is having a thankful and terrific Tuesday thus far. Today is Tuesday, May the 12th, 2020. And today we are going to continue discussing our Georgia's Best module. So, all this week, we are going to be discussing the Georgia's Best modules and how they can impact and affect not only employability skills and you finding a job and finding a better job and or starting your own business, but how you can apply these concepts to your everyday life. And so today we are going to be talking about the third and the fourth principles of the Georgia's Best modules, which would be productivity and responsibility and organization. That's definitely going to be very important for life. You have to be productive and you have to make sure that you are taking responsibility for the things that you do. That's very important. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a new screen and we're going to go ahead and get started. By the way, if you are watching this playback, please make sure that you do all assignments that are posted on on in this video. It is very important that you not only watch the videos again, but it's equally important that you do the assignments. You cannot watch the videos and not do the work. It doesn't work that way, especially with the platform that we are using right now. So again, this is very important for any of my students that have been watching the videos and have not been doing the work, or you just haven't been watching the videos and not doing the work. At this critical time, it's very critical that we continue to work together and making sure that you are doing the assignments that are asked of you. These assignments take no more than 10 minutes, and send me an email. Okay, so that's very important also. So again, if you do not have my email address, please inbox me, text me, getting some kind of contact with me so that way you can have my email address. That's very, very important. Okay. Now, with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and discuss productivity and responsibility with organization. So I am going to type out a question here and I'm going to make it big and bold so that way everyone can see it. I think I'm going to go with 30. Yeah, I'll make it that big. All right. So the question that I have is, what does it mean to be productive? But before we can even answer that question, we have to understand what the base word is, which is produce. Now, I remember us talking about a homonyms, homophones, and homographs. Well, this word, produce, is a homograph because you can pronounce it as produce or produce. Do not confuse this with produce. Produce is where you go to the grocery store and you buy like the fresh produce. So that's food. So produce, pronounced produce, that is food. So we're not talking about that. We are talking about um pro produce, produce, which is meaning to create, to make, to build. Okay, so that's what that word means. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't want anybody to be confused with the produce versus produce. Okay, so first we have to know what the base word is. Okay, So I just said, and I will type it here. So for anybody that's getting ready to watch the playback or anyone that is coming along to join us, they can see it. Okay. To produce means to create, to make, or to build. Okay, so that's what that means. When we're producing something, that means we're making something. We are creating something. We're making it happen. Okay. For example, um, group projects, which is something, to be honest, that I never really like group projects. And it's just a personal thing with me simply because I was the one that was doing all of the producing, all of the work, all of the, getting, researching the information, putting everything together. And the other people that were in my group didn't do anything. And when it was time for, for us to be graded, everybody got the same grade. And I just found that to be so unfair. So I say that to say, when we're talking about productivity or to be productive, that means it's helping you, allow you to create, to share, to put in the work, especially when you are working with other people. Okay. So it's very important that you understand how being productive can enhance your life. Now, of course, if you are a lazy person or incompetent person, that means you're not being productive. You're waiting for someone to do the work, and so then you can just reap the benefits from it. Okay. Another example that I always like to use is the story of the Little Red Hen. Now, for those who are not familiar with the Little Red Hen, this is a quick synopsis of the story. So, Little Red Hen was a very productive animal. Okay. She had the idea of making some bread for her baby chicks, and so she would ask the dog, the cat, the pig, the duck, the cow. She would ask all her farmyard animals, um, I need some help with making the bread. Who's going to help me grow the wheat? And all of her friends would say, not I, I'm not helping. So she would grow the wheat by herself. Then when the wheat was ready, who's going to help me, pick it up, and who's going to help me, sift it, turn it into flour, who's going to help me mix it, who's going to help me, you know, bake the bread and all of that. It's a process to everything that we do. So all her barnyard friends, not me, I'm not doing that. I'm not helping you do that. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry. So when it was time for the bread to come out the oven, and the bread smelled so good, it was delicious, it smelled delicious, she then asked the question, who's going to help me eat the bread? So then the people that did not help her produce, help her be productive in this process, they wanted to help her eat the bread. And so she said, no, you're not going to help me eat the bread. You didn't help me grow the wheat. You didn't help me pick the wheat. You didn't help me mix the dough. You didn't help me to do anything. You didn't help me in the process of what it was that I needed help with. So now you will not help me eat the bread. I will feed it to my babies because they need it. So the moral of that story is you want to make sure that you are being productive in all areas of your life. Now, again, I totally understand that Auntie Rona and Uncle Virus has kind of halted us in being productive in the normal sense, meaning that, we can't go out and do what we want to do anymore because this pandemic is still happening, it's still going on. However, it is very important, again, that you find ways and channel your the positive energy into being productive. Um, for example, again, I have students who have YouTube channels that are very creative. That they do cooking, they do planners, they do just music. They're channeling a lot of that energy into being productive, and they are starting, excuse me, they're starting businesses. They are starting, entrepreneurships. They are starting to be creative with the gifts and the talents that has been given to them. So again, excuse me, where is my water when I need it, right? It is very important, again, that we make sure that in this particular time that we're in, that we are being productive. Okay? Because when we are productive, we create and we will reap the benefits and gain the results of becoming successful. We will, go to the next level. We will continue to rise above all of the negativity and the hardships and the situations and circumstances that we may face. So again, I just want to encourage you. This is really not the time to be lazy. This is definitely the time to be productive. And this is definitely the time to tap into those gifts and those talents that you have. Okay. So, how does this being productive relate to work or your job or your career? Well, that's very simple. It relates to it simply because you want to be the best at your profession. You want to do your very best. Okay. So to be productive, to stay busy, to take initiative, to, be a team player, to help out your fellow coworkers and to help out anyone that's in need, to help train people, to show people the right way and the wrong way to do whatever it is that you're teaching them to do. Okay. So just remember, and I strongly encourage you, this is not the time to be lazy. This is the time to really be productive and to tap into your God-given gifts and talents. We all have them. And something may spark to where, again, you may start a YouTube channel, you may start a blog, you may start videos, you may start blogging and doing those different things that will help you go to the next level. Okay, so that is the synopsis of module number 3 for the Georgia's Best module. What does it mean to be productive? And how do we cater into that? Okay, so now this next one, and as you can see, you're going to see everything in real time. Okay, I'm going to pick me a nice color here. I've been going with yellow lately. Yeah, well, that's like a, yeah, I'll go with that. That's a nice yellow. I like it. All right. Responsibility and organization. This is the 4th Georgia's Best module. And when it comes to responsibility and organization, this is essential for everyday living. This is essential for everyday life. This is just essential, period. Okay. I think all the Georgia's Best modules are unique and they are all, they all interconnect and intertwine with each other. However, this is the one that is going to give you the discipline, the character, the how to be productive, how to, with your attitude and respect, working together with teams, self-management, time management, working on your communication skills, your professional image, and all of those other Georgia's Best modules that we will get into this week. So I think all of those modules, this one, the responsibility and organization is top number one, in my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's top number one. It's top notch. Okay. So I'm going to pose another question. What does it mean to be responsible? What does it mean to be organized? Okay. I don't like when I. Okay, wait. All right. All right. There we go. So, Brittany, I want you to answer this question for me and what you feel and what you think. What does it mean to be responsible, and what does it mean to be organized?
Um, for organized, uh, do it mean like cleaning up, something like that?
Okay, so that's an example. So when we're organized, we're putting things in order, we're putting things in place. So an example that you did give was to clean up. So making sure that your room is clean, making sure that the dishes are washed in the kitchen, making sure that the clothes are folded once you finish the laundry. Those are some ways that you can be organized. What about responsible? Can you give me an example of being responsible?
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you are
Control your
responsible for?
control your
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Brittany?
I was about to say it, but control your. Oh no, I forgot.
No, no. Okay, so answer this question for me because you're doing good. What are you responsible for? Is there anything that you are responsible for?
Um, to take my medication.
Okay, so to make sure that you're taking your medicines,
Mm-hmm.
your medication when you're supposed to take them because that's going to help you so and make you feel better. Okay, so that's good. Um, Other things that you can be responsible for anyone that's watching the playback. Of course, if you have children, you're definitely responsible for them. That's definitely um, you can't turn away from that. That's something that you're definitely responsible for. Another thing that you can be responsible for is making sure that you pay your bills on time, or if you do not have the funds and the financial means to do so, you talk to someone and see if they can, work with you, make a payment arrangement, or try to do something to help you in the time of, making sure that your bills are paid. Um, this pandemic has really shown a lot of people to be more responsible than ever. And then again, some people are still being irresponsible. Okay. For example, with the stimulus check that some people received, I think some people still have yet to receive their stimulus check. Some people were responsible and they went ahead and they saved up that money, they put it in their savings, or they used, some of the money to pay bills and to stay ahead of, you know, of their responsibilities, because again, we all have to be responsible for something. um People like me that don't have children, yet I'm still responsible for keeping a roof over my head. I'm still responsible for making sure that my bills are paid. I'm still responsible for making sure that I eat daily and I take care of myself. So if we are not responsible for anything else, we are responsible for ourselves. Okay. Now, this is another question that I would like to pose, and this is actually going to be a part of your assignment that I'm going to give out momentarily. So I'm going to type this question If I can find my cursor. That's why I changed these backgrounds, because I figure I can see the cursor, but don't work out like that. So the question I have is, what does it mean? Okay, here we go. What does it mean to be held accountable for something that you have done? In order for us to understand what this question means, again, we have to make sure that we have a wide understanding of what the word accountable means. So the word accountable goes along with responsibility. When you are accountable for something, that means you are responsible for it. Okay, that means you, let me see. Okay, I was getting ready to say, okay. So when you're held accountable, that means you are responsible for something. So that means if you've done something that was wrong, you must be held accountable, meaning that you must take responsibility for the wrong that you have done. That doesn't mean that you say, well, I didn't do it, when there is, proof and evidence that you did do it. Or if you are accused of something and you know you didn't do it, then that means, of course, you have to prove your innocence. But when we do the wrong things, and this is me included, I'm not perfect. I've done a lot of things that were not right. And I've said a lot of things that weren't right either. But that's a part of life. We say things, we do things that we don't mean, and we have to learn from those mistakes. So it's very important that you understand that when you are doing something that is not the right thing to do, you will be held accountable for those actions. And that doesn't mean that you pass the buck to someone else. That doesn't mean that you play the victim. That doesn't mean that you blame everybody else for what you've done, because that's not fair. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there's a lot of that going on right now. No one is taking accountability nor responsibility for the pandemic. A lot of people are saying that that the president knew about the coronavirus. He knew that this virus was out, but he chose not to do anything about it. He chose not to take cautionary measures to make sure that the American people are safe. What did he do? He just decided to blame everyone else. And that's not being held accountable. That's not taking responsibility. And to be quite honest, I mean that's a very big that's a very big burden to hold and to carry when you knew about something and you chose not to do it anyway or do something about it. Yeah. So again, we are dealing with accountability, responsibility, and organization. We deal with these things every day, from our own personal lives to the government to everything. Okay. So I am going to link a video. This is a part of your assignment. I'm going to put a link in this video. And I want you all to watch this video. It's only going to be a 2-minute, I think maybe less than 3 minute video. And it is with Will Smith, and he is talking about accountability versus responsibility, or I believe it's like fault versus responsibility. Okay. And the reason why I picked this particular video, and I've shown this video to my students before when we have talked about this, when we have discussed responsibility and organization. The reason why is because I think Will Smith does a very good job with breaking down the difference. Some people say that there's not a difference. Some people say that there is a difference. And I think this will bring for a great conversation to have. So this is going to be the assignment. Oh, okay. I'm going to pick another color here. I think I want to go with a light blue because that first color was kind of a greenish blue, I guess. So let's see if we can go for like a soft blue, like a baby blue. Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. All right, there we go. And I'm actually going to leave the link in my pinned comment section on my YouTube channel. So once the video uploads, okay, what I'm going to do is there's going to be a link that you can click on, and that's going to also let me know that you did the assignment or not. So for anybody that's watching this playback, all assignments will be either in the description box. So make sure that you read the description box on my YouTube channel, and or you can look in the pinned comment section for the links. Okay, because this also lets me know whether or not you've watched the videos and done the assignment. So again, nothing hardly ever gets past Ms. Hampton. I just really need y'all to know that. Okay. So your assignment is going to be to watch the video by Will Smith as he discusses fault versus responsibility. And I want you to write a paragraph on if you agree. Oh, I can't type with him or not.
Did you call me, Miss Hampton?
No, ma'am. I didn't call you.
Okay.
No, ma'am. You mean call as in on the phone or over the video? I just want to make sure.
On the video.
Oh, no, ma'am. I didn't. Right. All right. So there we go. All right. So again, my videos normally post, they take about maybe 15 to 30 minutes to post. So just please give the videos some time to upload to the channel, to make sure that you know, that to let you know that the videos will be up. Okay. The follow up to this will be this. How does being productive with being responsible and organized? So what you're doing is you are intertwining what you know about being productive and what you know about being organized and responsible, and you're going to put it all together along with Will Smith's video. Okay. Hmm. Let's see here. All right. There we go. I think that'll be better for y'all to see that. All right. All right. So your assignment, you will watch the video that I will post in my on my YouTube channel with the description box, in the description box, and or in the pinned comment section. You're going to write a paragraph on, you're going to watch the video. Make sure you watch the video in its full entirety. The video, like I said, is all of what, 2-3 minutes long. It's not even that long, okay? And you are going to write a paragraph about whether or not you agree with him. Do you think he's right? And do you think he's wrong? Make sure that you have your proof to substantiate your claim, meaning to prove what it is that you're saying. So this is also going along with practicing with persuasion to convince. So this is also practice with the argumentative essays. So you're getting more practice with your writing. Okay, so this is why I'm putting out all of these writing assignments, because again, once the test centers open back up, I want everyone to be prepared to take their GED exams. And this is the best way and the best time to do it now. So please make sure that you stay on top of what all the assignments that I give to you. Remember, there is a method to this madness. It really is. And I really want this to pay off for all of you all, big time. Okay. But you got to do the work. Like Iyanla Vanzant says, you got to do the work. You just cannot watch these videos and be like, oh, okay, I'm done. That's not how this is going to work moving forward. Okay. So, also, your question is going to have, how does being productive go along with being responsible and organized? Okay, so you're going to include that in your assignment as well. Remember, all assignments are due by noon. That's 12 o'clock p.m. They due by lunch. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I am going to go ahead. There are no more questions. This video was very short, but you still have time to do the assignment and turn the assignments in to me. That is so important. So you have until noon today to turn in the assignments. If you are watching this playback video and you did not do yesterday's assignment, that assignment is due as well. So my strong suggestion, anytime Ms. Hampton gives an assignment, go ahead and do the assignment immediately. So that way you can be done by noon and you can enjoy the rest of your day. I'm just saying, help me help you, people. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. Okay. All right, and we are still recording. So Brittany, do you have any questions for me at all? Well, I would hate to assume that you don't have any questions. So, do you have any questions, Brittany?
Yes, I said I will be at work at 12, but it's okay. I'll do it when I get off.
As long as you email it to me, Brittany. That's all. That's all. I just need to see the work that you've done.
Okay.
Okay. So, as a matter of fact, this video, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'm going to go ahead and try to expedite this so you can go ahead and do it and get it done by noon. Okay. So, if you don't have any, if you do have a question for me, you know, you can reach out to me. Feel free to text me if you think of any other questions, you know, before this video is uploading or while my video is uploading on my channel. Okay, so please make sure you reach out, ask any questions. This is not only for you, but this is for anybody that's watching these playbacks. It's very, very important. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. With that being said, thank you so much for joining me this morning, Brittany. I really do appreciate you taking your time out to do that. If you, again, have any questions, reach out to me. Y'all know where to find me. I ain't going nowhere. Where can I go? Seriously. Okay. So with that being said, I pray that you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you on tomorrow. And everyone else watching the playback, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday as well. Be blessed and be safe.